Hello, friends. Happy Saturday. Welcome to my live. And if you happen to be watching later, welcome to the replay. My name is Robin, and I'm with Robin's Egg Blue Creations. And I'm also an independent designer with Couture. And I'm here to show you that regardless of whether you feel crafty or not, or whether you think you have enough time to craft, I can show you how easy it is to make quick and easy home decor projects with Couture. So once you hop on, tell me that you are here in the comments. Say hi. Tell me where you're watching from. Also, I wanted to let you know that I am live in 3 different locations this evening. I'm live on my business page. I'm live on my YouTube channel. And I'm also live in my private Facebook group, the Crafty Collab. Also, if you're watching from the Crafty Collab, if you wouldn't mind giving StreamYard permission to access your profile name, otherwise you show up as Facebook user in my comments. So I preface that I'm using StreamYard to go live in 3 different locations because I want to let you know that if you hear me refer to a comment that you don't see in your comment feed, that viewer may be watching from a different platform. So just wanting to be honest. So again, say hi in the comments, tell me where you're watching from, and let's see who has joined already. I see that Jason is watching from the family room. Welcome. Also, I want to apologize if I start coughing or have to put in a cough drop or take a drink. Cough is a little better today, but still, it is still around. So with that said, I will go ahead and get started. We'll be using this size D, and I'm going to go ahead and swap out. We're going to be using the size D. Or is it a size D? My apologies. It's a size C. So it's a 12 by 18 transfer. It is Hello Winter, and it comes with some snowflake accents. This is a reusable silk screen transfer. It is also sticky backed, so it does have an adhesive on the back side. These are reusable about 8 to 12 times, depending on how well you take care of them. And because they are reusable, I like to write the name of the transfer on the back. That way, if I happen to cut this transfer apart, or if I'm using multiple transfers, I know that this backer sheet belongs to this transfer, and that, like, say for instance, I don't know where these 2 snowflakes come from. I've already written that these little snowflakes go on this backer sheet, and that this is the back side of the backer sheet, because you do not want to put your transfer on the wrong side of the backer sheet. Don't ask me how I know. And I'm also going to be using, this is a pre-fab shelving board that I got at my local Big Fox department hardware store. So it is barnwood on both sides. I thought this would be an easy way to get the barnwood wood look without having to go through all the effort of painting it. So I'm going to bring my transfer back in. I'm going to cut it apart along these white cut lines. And I'm actually, for right now, going to leave my transfer backer sheet together. So I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to pull up a bit of the transfer and I'm going to score along that cut line. Sometimes I cut these larger transfers apart. It just kind of depends on how I'm going to store them. Hello to whoever hopped in. Another reminder, if you are viewing this video through my private Facebook group, just remember to click the link in the description of the video that gives StreamYard permission to access your profile name. Otherwise, you show up as Facebook user in my comments, and I don't know who to say hi to. So I'm just cutting this apart. I don't know if I finished my thought from earlier. Sometimes I leave these larger ones intact. I cut them according to how I'm going to store them based on the surface that they fit on. Since this is an 18-inch roughly transfer, it will only fit on certain surfaces. So I will leave it intact because that's probably the storage binder that I'm going to put it in is for my larger transfers. If this were cut into 3 different sized transfers on this section, then I'd probably cut it apart so that it would fit in the binder where I store, excuse me, my transfers for my smaller surfaces. I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to, because these are sticky backed, I am going to fuzz this. And with these larger transfers, and in fact with any transfer that I use, I always peel the backer sheet off of the transfer. That way it's less likely to fold over on itself and stick to itself. You can get them apart if they do that. You just have to get them wet and run them under a little bit of water, and then they will kind of unstick themselves from. So I'm just putting this on a terry cloth towel. You could use your shirt, you could use your pants. And I'm just going to get it. I don't have to worry about it too much because this isn't, well, it could maybe pull up the laminate faux barnwood surface, but I think we'll be okay. Excuse me. I'm just going to fuzz it one more time. And I'm going to put it over here towards the right-hand side because I want to put some embellishments right here. And I want to put it down far enough towards the bottom to be able to fit my hello, which I'm going to go ahead and pull off. Oh yeah, that should fit perfect. Yep. Okay. So I think, and I'm just going to make sure I have it mostly. It's a little, I need to pull it down just a tad on this side. This is a square edge, so you can kind of determine how even you are based on this edge right here. So I'm still a little up on this side, but I'm not gonna fiddle with it too much. No, I'm too far down. That's why I don't fiddle with it too much. Because I could sit here and fiddle all day. That's close enough. So now I'm just going to burnish it down, making sure that all of that silk screen is adhered well, while the area around the silk screen, and that my silk screen does not have any bubbles in it, that it's nice and smooth. However, I do see a hair. Thanks, Luna. Gotta love dog hair. Okay, now I'll burnish that back down. So everyone have any big plans this weekend? Okay, that looks really good. So I'm going to use just plain black. I'm going to get a squeegee. So this is just chalk in liquid form. It dries semi-permanent, and it is water soluble. I'll have to do a test because I think I'm going to keep this board for myself. So I'll have to test and see if this is a redesignable surface. On most surfaces, chalk paste can be rinsed off with water, like most chalkboards, glass, metal. But on most woods and other porous materials, it typically stains. You can sand it off and redesign. So I just put this rubber squeegee in my chalk paste, and I'm just going to take it to my silk screen, and I'm just going to drag it around the silk screen area. So I'm just dragging it, making sure I cover all of the silk screen. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to try to smooth out all of my squeegee lines. And as I pick up excess chalk, Luna says it wasn't her. I think it probably was her. And I can put all of the excess back in my jar. It looks pretty good. And I'm going to gently peel it up, making sure that I've covered all of my areas. This is my favorite part, the peel and reveal. So I'm just going to place this. I have a tub of water over here. Figure out the best way to get it in my tub of water. So I'm just going to drop it down in there, and I'll show you after I dry this board how easy it is to clean the transfers. Hey, Bonita. Bonita says she's running errands this morning and will watch the replay this afternoon. That's fabulous. Have fun on your errands, and we will see you in the comments later. Jason says, wow, that looks sharp. It does. I've used these prefab boards a few times. They chalk really well. However, they are a slick surface, and so you have to be careful that your chalk paste doesn't, you could scrape off the chalk paste, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I think these would have to be kind of a one and done project, meaning that I typically would probably seal this so that it protects the chalk paste. So I'm just going to dry it real quick. But the nice thing about these boards too is that the bottom side is just like the top side, so you could put kind of an evergreen, meaning an everyday design on one side, and then either a seasonal or a holiday sign on the other side. So it can be kind of a 2-for-1 kind of deal. Okay, I think I might go ahead and do hello. Of course, I just cleaned my squeegee, but that's okay. So I'm going to bring in the hello, and I'm just going to fuzz it a few times. But again, I don't think I really need to worry about peeling up the surface. I could possibly peel up the thin laminate part that is actually the barnwood, but I think we'll be okay. The only thing I need to worry about is the transfer area on what I've already pasted. But I think, and I've totally torn up my craft room, so I'm not really for sure where my little scrap pieces of backer are. I'll have to find those for later because I don't even know. Oh wait, I found them. So what you can do in this instance, if you don't want, I'm just going to lay this gently right there. So like if I don't want this transfer piece pulling up this design, I can take a few pieces of just cut up backer that I've saved. Yes, I'm a hoarder, but in these instances, it's a good version of hoarding. And see right here as well, where this piece of the transfer goes over my already chalked surface. Just make sure you're putting these the right direction, because there's a shiny side. I don't know. Yeah, you can get a little bit of the sheen right there. And then there's a matte side. You want the sticky, the shiny side to go against the sticky part of your backer sheet. So I'm just going to keep that there. That way it helps protect the part that I've already chopped. And that looks pretty even up there. I think I went this too far up. Drop that down a little bit. There. I did have the backer sheet too close to this edge, and it wasn't sticking very well. Okay. That's more organized than I thought. Wonders never cease. Jason says, next on TLC, positive hoarding. There are benefits to hoarding. Not very many. It just looks weird. It doesn't look like it's stuck down very well, but okay, we're just going to proceed. So again, I'm sticking my squeegee into my chalk paste. And I'm just going to drag it down my silk screen area. And you do have to be a little careful with these prefabbed boards because I can show you after I get this all pasted. You can see that there is a bit of a texture. There are some ridges, and that might come back to haunt me. We'll see. So I'm just going to put the excess back in my jar. I don't know if I can get this to where you can see it. Can you see all the little ridges? There, you can see it. So hopefully I get a good paste and that didn't, hopefully those ridges don't mess with the chalk paste staying where it's supposed to. Oh, it looks really good. Get these out of my way. I'm going to put that in my water. Okay, so let's dry this before anything happens to it. Put my lid back on. Okay, let's move this out of the way. I'm just going to put it down here. Okay, so let's bring our bucket of water in, a little tub. And then my towel, which I'll probably need it full length. And a board eraser. So I'm just gonna, sorry, it's gonna be hard to see because my water's gonna be really dirty, but you can use a utility sink, you can use your kitchen sink, you could use your bathtub, you could use your shower, or you could just use a little disposable bin of water like this. So I'm just gonna get my board eraser wet. And these are great for cleaning the top side of your transfer. So I'm just, so it got most of it off. So I'm just going to move it over here to my towel. And I'm just going to try to get the rest of that off now that I can see what I'm doing. And you will notice black is a good example. Green, any of the green pastes, some of the red pastes, the pastes that are highly pigmented may stain your transfer a little bit, like around the H, there's some staining. That's okay. Your transfer will still work like it's supposed to, as long as you get the silk screen part clean. So next I'm just going to grab a disinfecting wipe. I'm going to flip it over, and this helps to get a lot of that fuzz off of the back and then any paste that seeped through. So yeah, I can see the fuzz just kind of balling up and coming off. So bye-bye, Luna hairs. And you can leave it to dry like this, sticky side up, for about 5, 10, 20 minutes. Or I just stick it right back on the backer sheet because I have a tendency to forget that I have them drying, and then it'll be a week later, and that's not really very good on your transfer. Okay, so now we'll tackle this one. It'll be a little bit more fun because it's longer. So I'm just going to do it kind of section by section, trying not to splatter water everywhere. And you could wait till you are all done with your project to clean it. I like to do it as quickly as I can. Just there's a lot less staining, and for me it's easier to clean when the chalk paste is still slightly wet, as opposed to drying in the silk screen. Okay, so let's take it out of the water. Let's move this before I spill it. Okay, so now you can just take your board eraser and it'll get the rest of that paste off. Now that you can see what you're doing. And then you can flip it over and then use a disinfecting wipe to get all of that fuzz. And if you own a dog, get all that dog hair off. This towel must have dog hair on it. Okay. Throw that away. Let's bring back our backer sheet. I splattered a little bit of water on it. Okay, so now we can lay this back on our backer sheet. I also think with this still being slightly damp, it's a lot easier to place back on the backer sheet, because that can be kind of tricky sometimes, putting it back on the backer sheet correctly. Okay, so this, once it's fully dry, we'll be ready to go back into my little storage binder. Let's put my little spare backer sheets back where they go. Okay, so we'll bring our board back. I'm going to do a little bit of embellishing. I've got some fabric scraps over here. Gosh, I even got water on my Snowflake. So I pulled out 3 fabrics, just a plain, there's a hint of a pattern on this white. I have this gray polka dot, it kind of reminds me of Snowfall, to be honest. And then I have this. I don't know, you'll have to tell me, is this fabric too cheesy for this sign? Cute little polar bears. It adds a little bit of color as well. So I think I am going to definitely use this for the base. I just need to figure out how long of a strip. And if you've been here before, you know I like just to tear off fabric strips. So I'm just going to put a little slit in my fabric, and then I'm going to tear it. I think that's good for now. So then I need to cut off these selvage areas. You like the, Jason, are you saying you like the polar bear fabric? You're not going to see much of it because it'll be in little strips. So it might just be enough to add another hint of winter pattern plus a little bit of color. Okay, so I think just going to tie this around. I'm not going to use this whole piece and because then I can cut part. So I'm just going to tie it just in a simple knot. And I'm trying to hold down this piece while I tie it. And then kind of twist this piece around right here so that the print shows just like that. So I'll just cut this part off. Sorry, I'm having to clear my throat. Okay, so then we can use this piece for our strips. So I'm going to cut it in half and then just tear it. See, I put a little slit. You think the bear, Jason says the bears are cute. Yeah, I think they'll be cute in smaller strips. Okay, so then I'm going to cut these in half. So I'll lay those to the side and I'll cut a small, I think that'll, oops, you can't see what I'm doing. So I'm going to just tear this selvage edge off, maybe. And then they're about an inch, pretty close to an inch wide. I've cut enough of these fabric strips that I could probably do it in my sleep. So I've got 4 of those, and then we'll do a little bit of this white. I think I might just need 2 of these, actually. I'm going to tear this end off because it has a fold and it wouldn't have laid right very well. So I'm just going to cut 2 strips of this because I think I'll just be able to cut it in half. And we'll see what that gives me. These might be too long. Might actually be able to get 3 out of these. Okie doke. So I'm just going to crisscross these kind of in the middle of my bow here. Oops. Just kind of alternating colors. And you'll have a ton of strings. I think I'm going to change it up a bit. Do the bears, excuse me, do the bears on top just for a pop of color. And poke through a little bit. So then I'm just going to bring my 2 tails up. And pull it really tight. And kind of to twist it around so that the print shows top side up again. And then you can just kind of separate all of your different strips so that they all kind of show. You could dovetail them, you could angle cut them. I like to just kind of leave them blunt. I'm a no frills kind of girl. I was going to try to add that snowflake. What do y'all think? I was going to paint it white and add it on. I kind of forgot. What do you guys think? I could paint it white with a little bit of shimmer frost real quick. Let's just find a paintbrush here. What do you think? Put the snowflake on, leave it off. I am curious to see how this snowflake, because this is a paper mache and I tried to paint it needs to be white. I definitely agree. It got this, I painted this with acrylic paint the other day and it got really gummy. So we'll see what the chalk paste does. It's kind of thick. And I'm just using straight up paste. Hopefully my phone doesn't die. And I'm just mainly worried about this top side and then the edges. The nice thing about painting with chalk paste is that it dries super quick. And it doesn't have to be perfect because if you leave any of the kind of the craft paper showing, it'll actually kind of look more like the barnwood sign. You know, it kind of has a hint of the brown showing through. At least that's what I'm telling myself. Okay. So I'm going to let that dry, and then we might see what a little bit of shimmer frost looks on top of it. Just to give it some sparkle. The only thing I need to figure out is how to attach it. And I believe that is pretty close to dry. I'm going to grab, I can't reach it very well. I'm going to grab a paper towel and just kind of get the rest of this paste off if I can. And I'm going to get my shimmer frost out. So this is just chalk paste that has some added glitter in it. So if you like the look of glitter but you hate what glitter does to your craft room, then you need to get some shimmer paste because the glitter is completely contained. Let's see what this does. I don't know. It's definitely sparkly. It also roughed up the top of my snowflake. But it gives it a little bit of texture. There's a little bit of sheen to it, shimmer. I like it. Okay, so let's let that dry. And then I need to figure out how to attach this to my bow. Hey, Ashley. Excuse me. Sorry. Hi, Ashley. How are you doing? I had a frog in my throat. So, while I think about how I want to attach this, just do a little bit of a recap. This is actually a pre-fab shelving board that I got from my big box hardware store. So I got the barnwood look without having to paint it. So I used the Hello Winter transfer, and then we added some cute little fabric strips, and then I painted this paper mache snowflake with bright white paste, and then I added kind of a top coat of shimmer frost to it. And I'm just trying to figure out how to connect it, because the twine I have here is too thick. I may have to walk away for a little bit and grab either some embroidery floss or some thinner twine. So I'm just walking away for a little bit. I'll be right back. Figure out where everything is. This might work. This is some super thin yarn, so it may work if I can get it through the little hole. Let's see if I can get it through the hole. Get me a good end to work with. Let's see my new shelves. Oh, you knew my craft desk. It's a mess right now. When I get some of the trash and other things organized, I will do a craft room tour. I'm gonna just get a little bit of placement tape, a tiny bit. Let's see, maybe I can try it from this. It fits, but I can't get it through. But let's see if I can poke it through. Haha, I got it. So I didn't need that tape. Okay. So we'll just cut this off. I think just because I have so many, I'm going to add some jingle bells. Maybe. I may leave them off. Who knows? Yeah, I think I'll leave them off. Okay, so I'm just going to throw this over out of the way. trying to think. Do I want to put it under? I kind of like it peeking out under, so we'll just tie it that way. So I'm going to tie just a knot up here just to keep it secure. And then I think I'm just going to tie it around the underside of the bow. And so that it's kind of peeking out. And then you can always bring it up and put it over the fabric strips if you want to, but I kind of like it peeking out. So there we go. Jason says you're a dang genius. I would still be sitting there poking the yarn in the hole. Resourceful. I wouldn't say genius. I would say resourceful. I'm going to trim this one just a smidge. It's a bit long. Okay. Super cute. So there is, oops, there is our finished sign. So there we go. So this is a, oh, do it this way. Sorry, you're going to see some of the mess in the background. Not if I hold it up. So this is about it's a 2-foot board. Again, I just got from my local big box store. So it turned out cute. And again, since it's prefabbed on both sides, you can do an evergreen or an everyday decor design on this side. And then you can do a seasonal or a holiday design on this side. I just got this transferred this week, so I was excited to get it. I like the hello you can use for any sign, and then the winter, of course. It's it'd be great for a door hanger or a larger sign. You can prop this up outside. Well, I hope to see what you make with it, Ashley. So there you go. And I got to cover up all the trash in the back. Okay. So, I think I alluded to the Creative Kickstart the other day. It does open up for customers on January 10th. And I was wrong. I thought the rainbow was felt pieces, but the rainbow cutouts are actually wood cutouts. And then you also get felt floral embellishments. So it comes with, so there's a transfer and some embellishments per kit, and those launch the 10th. There are ways that you can earn these Creative Kickstarts for free. If you want some more information, I have that posted in my private Facebook group. So if you want to be added to my Facebook group, type add me in the comments and I will send you a link to that private Facebook group. But there's so many things that you can do with this Creative Kickstart. It's been fun watching some of the designers who already have this Kickstart kit. As you can see in some of the demo pictures, one of our designers put it on a pennant banner with some trim to make it look kind of like a faux macrame, kind of a boho wall hanging. I've seen the Every Day is a Fresh Start on the Bistro spinning board, and it looked super cute with the little floral felt embellishment. Excuse me, embellishments. So be looking out for that. That launches the 10th, and it goes through the 31st or as supplies last. And again, go to my private Facebook group to see how you can earn that for free. Also, this month's Club Couture transfer is Love is Not Just Looking at Each Other. It's looking in the same direction. And you get this exclusive transfer only through the Club Couture membership or by being a designer. If you are a Club Couture member, you get this transfer plus 3 paste singles, Peony, Raspberry Sorbet, and Shimmer Silver. It is $19.99 a month. There is a commitment of 3 months, but you can cancel at any time after 3 months. In addition to this club kit that is mailed to your mailbox every month, you also are eligible for $4.95 flat rate shipping on any additional chalk site orders. And you get special offers and deals when Chalk Couture releases those. So I will be live again on Monday at 7:45 Central Time. Better put my scissors down before I cut myself. I appreciate you hanging out with me today. And if you didn't hang out with me today, I really appreciate you hanging out in the replay. Make sure you put hashtag replay if you, excuse me, if you do watch this later. And I will see you next week. I gotta find my mouse. Have a great rest of your weekend, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.